Hello and welcome to Strategic Gaming. My name is Mac Taylor, and with me today we have, one of our panelists is sleeping, so she cannot be with us today, but we have two amazing people ready to talk about Big Brother. First, we got a person who's always with me. It's Chris Wilkerson. How's it going, Chris?
It's good. It's good.
And a person who rushed home from work, quickly got ready for this thing, and she's always very punctual. She's always here. She's always ready to go. How's it going, Tequila?
Going great, like always.
Whoop whoop. It's we are 3/5 of the way through the week. We're getting there. All right, so we'll dive right in. Episode 19. It's eviction vote time, except this time they're gonna vote live, and they still manage to take a live vote and make it last like 35 minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn it, early Big Brother, quit doing this. It's a little annoying. Basically, let me look at my notes here. Krista is like, okay, I get it. I know I'm probably on the outs. And Bunky's like, oh, I feel so bad for you though, because like, you wanted to buy your mom a tombstone, and I'm about to vote you out of this game. So he's got like understandably a conflict of like, because this is early Big Brother. This is before the like, yes, it's about strategy and manipulation. This is the, am I really a shitty person if I do this kind of thing? And like for Krista, it's like she's the epitome of like a good person. In their eyes. I don't know her personally. Um, basically, Hardy is trying to pin it all on Will. He's like, yeah, Will did this. He's kind of the reason you're going out this week. And she's like, that doesn't really make any sense. That Will was the reason I went out this week. It's kind of Nicole's HOH. I'm on the block. Like, I'm probably going home. It's fine. It's whatever. And we get reassured by Monica. Monica reassures us that no matter what happens, if Monica goes, if Krista goes, it's still on. It is still on. So, just so everybody is aware, the onness has not gone down. It has stayed at the state of being on. We get a look at their siblings. So we get Monica's sister and Krista's brother, which is a lot better than the workplace. At least we get family members who actually know them, like can tell us about them. Trying to get to something we can touch on. Sometimes there was kind of some touch and go things in some of these episodes. So okay, here and immediately I find something we can talk about. They talk about there's 6 and there's about to be 5. So the end of the game is so close. There's only going to be at 5 2 HOHs, 5 to 4, or sorry, 3 HOHs, 5 to 4, 4 to 3, and 3 to 2. So it's like they're almost there. They can see the final 2 chairs that will have a chance at winning $500,000. And now it's like, okay, I could see it. How do you get there? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, who's got the best chance of being one of those butts in one of those chairs? Chris, go.
Right now, I mean, all episodes and everything I've seen as of this moment is pointing towards either Nicole, Hardy, or Will. They're all three in an alliance, and the breaking up the last remnants of any alliances besides theirs. And I just feel like that gives them the best chance for at least 2 of them to make it to the finals.
Kill it.
Yeah, I totally agree with Will, Hardy, and Nicole because they're all doing, backslashing everybody, but they're staying true to each other's selves, but yet they're doing strategy as well at the same time with Monica and Bunky and Krista. They're kind of doing strategy, but not really. Like they're still wishy-washy in what they're wanting to do. So the final 3 for sure would be Will, Hardy, and Nicole.
All right. Yeah, it's like it seems, and they get a lot of the camera time too. But also like these 3 episodes we're covering, a lot of Bunky stuff happening in these episodes. We don't really get a lot of Bunky in episodes, but it's like they're really hammering this one home for him. So it's kind of funny that I got him to talk about coming on the podcast as we're about to talk a shit ton about Bunky. So these speeches, these goodbye speeches, not once do Monica or Krista acknowledge the game or any sense of wanting to stay or go. They just talk to their families, and it's almost like in the Oscars, like thinking like a thank you speech. Like I'm not entirely sure who they're talking about. I don't know what they're talking about. And really, we're just like, all right, hurry it up, please. Can we get on to the things that we'd like to see happen? Then we get this highlight of Nicole, how she's the alpha female, and everybody's afraid of her. Bunky's afraid of her, and he says this. Will is afraid of her. Hardy is afraid of her. Like Nicole is kind of like the queen bitch of the house. Thoughts on Cole, and does this alpha female persona help or hinder her moving forward here, Crisco?
I feel like it helps her because she has maintained the persona of alpha female, and I mean, you gotta at least try and say that she is running this house, even though she's being played by everybody else to make certain decisions. She's still making the decisions in the house, and the person that leaves every week is from her.
Let's go.
Yeah, she's kind of running the. Hey, it's Jada.
It's Jada. She's awake.
Guys, sorry, I wasn't actually asleep. I just lost track of time.
It's okay. Jada, have you heard the news?
What?
You're okay, Jada, you're the only one who doesn't know this information, so I'm going to tell you right now. Okay, you ready?
I guess.
Are you? No harm is going to come to you physically or mentally. Let me
okay.
say
Yeah,
that.
sure. Go for it.
Okay. So, probably not this weekend, but the weekend after, I have almost secured a date for a guest to come and talk about Big Brother 2. Do you want to guess who that guest is?
Is it Bunky?
It's Bunky. How does everyone keep guessing?
Because you keep bragging this whole time about how you're like friends with him on Facebook, and he's like so cool, and like.
Yeah, but we're not like going to the mall together or anything.
I mean, that would be cool though.
I would do it. I would do that.
I mean, maybe he could finally give me some clothes that look nice.
Maybe he could give Ben some fashion tips.
Probably. He would probably have a field day trying to.
Oh man, yeah. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. We're gonna have Bunky, and he's gonna. You can think of questions to ask him about his game or things about the game. Or I have a question about the diary room that they're in. Like, is the walls like, is that like a squishy fabric? Like, is it kind of like a padded wall, or is it for soundproofing?
It's like a straitjacket, like padded room.
Yeah, because I know part of it's for soundproofing, so that they can't hear what's happening in there. But like, I don't know. I got some questions about that DR. And they will be answered. My DR questions will be answered. All right. So what was I talking about?
About Nicole and the alpha male and how we think it will hinder her or be in her benefit.
Did you finish your thoughts, Tequila?
No, because Jada came right in.
Sorry, pals.
Okay, well, Tequila, you finish your thought, and then Jada, give your thoughts.
I think for the part right now where she's at, it's moving towards her benefit because like she is using what she has in her alliances and everything, and being the HOH, she is running the votes for sure. I mean, everybody keeps on coming and asking her, hey, can I vote for this person instead of this person? And she's like, no, I don't think it'd be the best. And they actually listen to her and they do what, she says. So I really think right now she's her being the alpha female right now is really working out for her.
And Jada, thoughts?
Oh, okay. Obviously it's a sign of trust and respect that what she says goes. So, they come, they ask, they talk to her about voting, and they listen to her. However, if whoever they vote out finds out, I don't know if that's going to work for her when it comes to jury time.
That's a very, very good point. Because like most seasons, like a season now, the jury is going to be sequestered. They're not going to see your DRs. They're not going to see your private conversations. The only information they're going to have is off of each other. So you could say fucked up shit about people, and they won't know until they're home and the game's over.
Mm-hmm.
But like this is a tricky situation to be in. Anything you say and do, they can just go watch, and that could directly correlate their decision on who gets the money, and that's a little scary.
Yeah, for sure.
So they go to do the live votes, and Bunky has a mental breakdown, trying his best to say he's going to evict Krista. And I gotta say, of the whole season, this is the hardest thing I had to watch. And I watched the whole Justin knife throat incident, and that was still easier to watch than Bunky talking about how he's Nicole's puppet and he's afraid if he does anything out of her interest that he's gonna go home. And I'm like, oh my God, I just want to hug you, but I can't because that's 2001 and I was 5 years old and I wasn't there. But I just want to hug you. Thoughts on the Bunky breakdown vote puppeteering thing, Crisco?
I mean, it was incredibly emotional, and I can honestly say that Bunky has probably been the most responsible for any moments during the show that I cried, which it was a lot more than I would like to admit. But I mean, really, Bunky is truly, he's torn. Krista and Monica are both his friends, and he does have to watch his ass with Nicole, because if he doesn't, she will vote him out, and she has the pool in the house, and it's really shitty, but he has to do it or he'll get voted out. And even though that is completely against his character, it's what he has to do.
Tequila?
Yeah, with his emotions, I get it. You're really emotional at this time. It's really hurting him, though, at this point in the game. But you can tell he's so distraught, and he cares for all these people, and it's sad to see him actually go through this. He's actually even mentioned it whenever he was talking about how he feels like he's killing a family member over these votes. I'm like, Bunky, that's taking it a little too far there, but okay, I kind of see where you're going. So, yeah, it's really hurting him so hard, and I feel for the guy so bad.
And Jada?
Yeah, absolutely. As always, Bunky is the most in touch with, I think, his emotions. And they come through so strong, even though we're watching this, almost 20 years in the future. We can still really feel for him and for the struggle that he's going through, because he, like Tequila said, how he says, it feels like he's killing his family members. These are people that he lives with, that he's grown to care about a lot. And that's going to be hard for anybody, especially someone who's emotional. So, yeah, it's definitely hard to watch.
Yeah, we get the votes, 3-0. It's revealed Chris is going home, and she's saying her goodbyes, and Monica is like, no, how dare they evict you over me? They're only evicting you just to mess with me and make me feel like I'm on my own. This ain't right. And I'm like, Monica, I don't know if you realize this, honey, but you're still in the running for $500,000. Good job. Why are you so mad? You regroup, get your shit together, and move on forward. It'll be okay. Krista is not the end all be all of people. So she goes and she says like, yeah, I was starting to kind of go crazy in there at the end of this game. I'm trying to get myself back together and enter society. Her brother comes, Boogie comes, and they hug and everything's all happy and she can ride off into the sunset. You know, probably never to enter the house again. And we roll on to episode 20, and everybody is Will, the evil doctor, is legitimately that like he admits they're legitimate tears for Krista because he felt like not only did he betray her in voting her out, but he betrayed Boogie, his best friend, in voting her out as well. He's like, however, so it's like typical, like good to see Will still thinking. He's like, well, since I am crying, if I go make sure Monica sees me crying, that I can try to win her over because I may need her later on in the game. So, thoughts on Will's tears, and of course, he still uses them to his advantage, Crisco.
Yeah, I mean, he honestly does say that he feels bad, and he probably does, and he realizes that, hey, I'm crying, let's use it to my advantage, and he goes right back to same old Will, just trying to manipulate the people in the house, and it's just reassuring that he hasn't changed.
And Jada?
So we just discussed how, watching Bunky be upset really is hard. Watching Will be upset is like, I get kind of the same feeling I get when I saw Shannon upset. Even though I believe Will is much more genuine with it than Shannon ever was, but it just still gives you like an icky feeling. But he goes like we've discussed, he goes and uses that to his advantage, which is a good classic Will move. So, I mean, good for him, always thinking about the game, even when he's being sad.
Tequila?
Yeah, I totally agree with Jada. Like when he was crying, and I know they're real, but I couldn't really feel for the guy. Like I feel for everybody else. And then him, using it to his advantage, which you can tell he always has his head in the game, no matter what happens, no matter what he's going through. He's always thinking at least one step ahead. Like, okay, so I'm crying. These are real. I'm going to show people that I'm crying, and then talk about how I feel. So I mean, kudos to him, I guess, but whatever.
It's so funny to me because Jada's the best at this, where like she wants to give Will credit for being a good game player, but she absolutely hates Will. She's basically like, he's a piece of shit. He's smart. Oh yeah, Will. Oh yeah, Will guy's smart. But fuck that Will guy. I hate that Will guy, but he's smart. And next question. That's every time I call on Jada for these Will questions.
I mean, since the beginning, every single time you ask me about Will, I'm like, God, yeah, he's evil, he's annoying. He's such a good player, though, guys, right? Oh man! Actually, before we move on, I have a comment I'd like to make that I got. So the Krista Boogie reunion. I think it's really funny, or not funny, but really nice that they brought him back for her eviction. But carrying on from that, in my mind, they're chilling, happy, small town Louisiana. They have like 2 kids now. Got hitched at the wedding. They sucked out the heads of the freaking crawfish. Like they had a big boil. Like that's my picture. No idea what actually happened. No idea where they actually are. But in my head.
If you thought that was a picture, you wait till the finale, honey. The finale gets crazy.
Is there a wedding in the finale, Ben? What?
Let's just wait until we get to the finale. But let me tell you, some crazy shit goes down. They didn't even know, like, are we giving someone $500,000, or is this some weird dating show that we didn't know we were doing? Because Because
It's
this
the
is so
Bachelor, but you
funny.
have to fight for it.
Well, this is so funny that we get this in early Big Brother is that people can like talk openly and kind of like take over the show a little bit. Like when Will's singing like the I Will, and then everybody jumps in with the song, and Julie has to like try to butt in. If this is like a new season of Big Brother, you do not interrupt Julie Chen. Like she talks, you listen. Like so you can tell this is early, and she's still like, I'm gonna try to be relatable with these people. Like when they vote to evict, and she's like, well, why did you vote to evict that person? Now she's like, all right, yeah, that's the vote, and go, leave, next person in, vote, you vote out, go. Like it's like she's earned the nickname Chenbot for a reason, is because she's stone cold with how she treats these people, like in out. It's a business. But early on, Julie Chen, I think, cared a little bit about like, oh, this is an experience that these people are going through.
Now she's seen how monstrous they all are.
Well, also, I think, like, for these people, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. She's doing this once a summer for, like, the next 20 years.
Yeah, fair.
This is, like, this is clockwork for her. So, moving on with this, Monica and Bunky are having a conversation in the hot tub because Bunky's like, well, all I have left is Monica. I lost Kent. She lost, Krista. Let's get something together for me and her. And he's like, I just really want to know where the votes lie. I want to try to think about winning this game. I just want to win. And Monica's like, well, what you should be focusing on is the next damn HOH that we're about to play, because that's the only way we're going to get past this next week. And she's right. She's absolutely 100% correct. But Bunky just, for some reason, is incapable of thinking, I need HOH, and he's more just thinking of, like, the end. Like, Bunky's thinking in thoughts of 3, 2, 1, but you're at 5. Like, there's going to be more to be sliced off. So basically, do you think that Bunky and Monica can pull this thing out, or is it really, are we just riding borrowed time, Crisco?
I mean, I think we're just on borrowed time. Even with Nicole not being able to compete for HOH, you still have Will, one of the smartest people in the game, and Hardy, one of the most physical competitors in the game, on her side against Bunky and Monica. Who do you think is going to win that HOH?
Okay, Tequila?
I mean, I kind of disagree a little bit with Chris. Bunky now, like, he's starting, like, from the last 3 episodes that, we were talking about from the last podcast, he's actually thinking more of the game, game techniques now. So, I mean, he's putting forth more effort in trying to stay here. So that's why he's trying to talk to Monica. So in my head, I'm thinking they could pull it off if they stick to it and do it right. They could go for HOH and put their heads together and actually go for it, in my sense.
Okay, Jada?
I feel like this was before, it's so early on, I feel like this is before a lot of people used throwing competitions as strategy. But I think, like Tequila said, if they went for it, if Monica was like, I will do anything I possibly can to make sure that you win this HOH so that we're safe, then they could possibly pull it off. But if they're not that in the game about it, if they don't get it, they're out, basically. One of them's going to be going next if anybody else other than them wins his HOH.
And, there is a way that we'll talk about when we get to the HOH. If you and another person are trying to win, there's a way to thwart other people from winning that HOH. And we'll talk about that HOH when we get there. Like, I just when you said, like, getting someone to win, like, as long as it's one of the two, a light bulb went off in my head. I'm like, aha! They could have done this, but I never would have thought of it on the spot. Only with you, Jada, saying random things was my brain able to do something that actually resembled a good strategy.
You're welcome.
So, like, if we look at the social experiment, my second place could not have been accomplished without you doing what you did, which was sit on the block for the last third of the game.
Yeah, really, really loved that. You were
nominated every time.
It was so funny, and like I did not get out for the longest time either. So
because you were nominated against Bennett 7.
That has to be like a record of some kind.
No, wait. Even before Ben, you were nominated against Sean at 8, Ben at 7. You were like the Black Widow. If Jada was sitting next to you on the block, you were the one going home.
Well, nobody can vote for Jada to leave. I mean, Jada's too lovable.
It's true.
She's against Davey at 6, and then Kristen at 5. So that's 4 people who sat next to Jada.
Right, so these are people who aren't really likable, who are much fiercer competitors than me. And so...
And then final 4, me and her sitting on the block together, and then she finally does go at that point.
They should have voted you out, but it was a pity thing, you know? Well, Ben cares the most about this. This is his creation. Might as well let him go for it.
Which, honestly, getting rid of me is the better move.
Yeah, because you're a winner, but...
I didn't win the season, but I came close, and, you know, had I not pissed off a couple of people on my way to the end game, Chris, Ben, Tyler, I could have... I don't know why Tyler was mad at me necessarily, but I could have won the game. But, you know, that was then, this is now. Well, technically that was then, this was 2001.
That was then, this was then.
Constantly living in the past we are. Luxury comp. The winner gets to go see American Pie 2.
Ooh.
Which really, really dates this show. But, hey, American Pie 2 is good, so, like, you know, yeah. I would be stoked.
I had just watched all of the American Pie movies when I watched that episode, and I lost it. I was like, oh my god, that's how old this is?
Chris is like, holy shit, this is old.
Like, I was 1. What do you want?
This is like when Chris was born, guys.
Dude, we gotta bring that up to Bunky. Like, we'll just slide that in.
Like, dude, you're talking to somebody that was just born when you were doing this show.
And then he'll probably be like, all right, shut the fuck up, guys. I
get it. I get it. I'm old.
He's still the best.
Which, honestly, he still looks, like, really good for me.
Yeah, he's got to come back for a new season.
Yeah, because Bunky's never played again. I would love to ask him, how the hell would you play if you came back? Because Big Brother's so different now.
Yeah, Bunky, can we all be in an alliance and get on the show together?
Chris is like, please let me just have a dream alliance.
That's an interesting thing to ask Bunky is who would he pick to be on his alliance out of people who, like, everybody who's played the game.
Oh, wow. Yeah, of, like, all the alumni, like, who he would really want to team up with.
Yeah.
I guess that depends on how closely he watches the show. I know he watches the show, but how closely, how much he pays attention, or how much he really values certain things. I mean, because if it's the emotional Bunky we saw on this show, he's going to pick the nicest people in which he wants to align with. But we'll see. But Bunky wins a competition by himself, which is something you wouldn't expect Bunky to win, which is getting something out of a block of ice. Because
he's just so hot, you know.
You had people like Will and Hardy who were just hammering with this thing on the side of the ice block. And then Monica and Bunky are taking water and pouring it on the spot where the ticket is, trying to melt down to that ticket. And it was neck and neck, but Bunky managed to pull it out. And then Will's like, and throws his ice block on the ground in typical Will fashion.
So, Bunky wins a competition, not the competition he needs to win.
Yeah, mind you, he did not need this one, but it makes him feel good. And honestly, I liked seeing him win this because he's put in a position.
Mhm.
He can pick someone to go with him. And he's like, okay, everybody, I'm going to give you 30 seconds to tell me why I should pick you. Hardy's like, I think these movies are hilarious. I would like to see that movie. And he's like, okay. And Nicole's like, I took all of my friends to see the first American Pie. I was responsible for 90% of the ticket sales in my hometown for American Pie. I deserve to go to this movie with you, Bunky. I deserve it. You better pick me. In fact, we shouldn't be having this conversation right now because we should already be agreeing that we're doing this. I didn't nominate you when I was head of household. How dare you not try to take me to see a movie with popcorn and snacks? And he's like, Monica? And Monica's like, I'll see you when I get home. Don't even worry about it. I'm good. And Will's like, same. He's like, I ironically promised Shannon I would go see this with Shannon. So just go ahead. It's fine. And Nicole's like, all right, well, they don't want it. I want it. Can you please take me to go see this movie, please? I'd like to go see this movie. And he's like, well, it's fair that Monica almost won, so I would want her to take me. So, hey, I'm going to take Monica. Nicole's pissed. Thoughts on Nicole's adamancy of why this movie means the goddamn much to her? Crisco.
I mean, from day one, my number one most hated character has always and will always be Nicole. I mean, the only good thing about her is she cooks for a living. I mean, food is nice, but she is not. That's
okay.
it. Like, Nicole, if you're out there, I don't like you. I'm sorry. I hope you're different in real life, but that's all I gotta say.
Well, I don't think I'm ever going to convince Nicole Shafford to come on this podcast.
She might come on just to argue with me.
Maybe. That might be the kind of, that's the kind of Nicole's character. Come on here, be like, listen, you piece of shit. You were in diapers, and I was in the Big Brother house battling my ass off with an evil doctor and a man chiseled out of stone. Jada, thoughts?
Oh, God, that sounds like a really bad, B movie, honestly. Anyway.
Kind of sounds
an
like
evil doctor and a man chiseled out of stone.
Sounds like the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
It does. I was going to say that.
Oh my God, my sister made me watch that.
Damn it, Janet.
So Will would be. Would Will be Frankenfurter because he's a doctor, or would Bunky want to take over as Frankenfurter?
No, I think you got to give it to Will. He's the doctor.
Will's Frankenfurter. Obviously, Hardy's Rocky.
For sure.
Nicole. What is the maid? Like, she's dressed as a maid, but she's the alien. What is her name again?
Man. I don't remember. I have literally cosplayed as her before,
Magenta?
though. So
Is it Magenta?
Yeah.
I think so.
I think Nicole's Magenta.
Yep.
So that Bunky could be Riff Raff.
Oh man, is Kent
Monica? Yes. Yes. And Monica can be the girl with the red hair that dresses in the skimpy outfits because Monica dances like no other. So.
This has gone terribly off track.
Yes. The Big Brother 2 picture show coming to you the summer of 2001.
Oh, yikes.
So basically, Bunky is mad at Hardy because of all the shit that happened last week. And Hart basically, Bunky's like, if I get HOH, I want Hardy out. And Monica's like, I would rather have Nicole out because it's on. And he's like, I see your point. It is indeed on, but could it be on toward Hardy? And she's like, maybe.
It's on.
That's kind of how that conversation went. And Hardy's like, well, it's not my fault that I have integrity. I'm not playing for myself. I don't want to win. Will, that guy, he's Chilltown. At the end of the day, Chilltown's Chilltown. And what is Hardy going to do? I am going to take down every last goddamn member of this faction and bring some integrity to this game and make sure I want to make sure Krista wins $500,000. Oh, shit. Wait a second. She's not here anymore.
Oh, Hardy.
Hardy's hypocrisy doesn't know any bounds, Chris.
I mean, Hardy, from one minute he acts like he's playing the game for somebody else. The next minute he realizes he is playing the game for himself, and he wants to portray the nice character, and he goes about it in a very sporadic way, and he's nice to everybody, but when he's not nice to certain people, he's nice to other people. And so whenever he's nice to somebody else is just thinks Hardy's a dick. And sometimes he acts like a dick. But he's trying to play the nice character, and I can see what he wants to do, but the way he's doing it is all wrong because he's playing for himself.
And Jada?
I've never got from day one, because I remember pretty early on he was always talking about how he just wants to get Chilltown out, and after that he doesn't care. But it's like, well, why are you here if you don't care about winning? Like, that's why we're here, right? So I'm not surprised he's still going after Chilltown, because he's sticking to his guns. That's his integrity right there. He said he was going after Chilltown, and he's doing it. Damn it. Just not in a good, honest way, which I don't think he even realizes at this point that he is just being a total douche about it at this point.
Tequila?
Yeah, he's sticking towards what he was planning on doing at the beginning, but to me he seems like a woman on his period. Like, emotion day 1 changes to emotion day 2. Oh, let's go back to day 1 emotion. It's all over the place, but I mean, he's got the main plan is, okay, I'm getting Chilltown out. That's his main motive, priority thing. Other than that, everything else just is up in the air with him.
Yeah, and you see, Hardy's the kind of player, if he just didn't do the whole integrity, I don't want to win shit, and he just played it like he's playing it, he'd be a good player. He's not bad. It's just this constant going back on what he's saying makes him look like an asshole, but it's unnecessary. If he just played it, he'd be in a much better spot. And to the point where Will's like, yeah, like, I'm a dick, but like, Hardy's, I think, worse. Because, like, I told people I was going to do this. I told people this is necessary to win this game. And they all told me I was the asshole. Now they're all doing it to each other. And it's great. Then they play this competition where there's peanut butter all over the house. And they have to go grab peanut butter and stay in their sections of the house. And they all get called in the diary room and offered money for starting off at $2,500. And the house will be on slop for 5 days. Or slop. Good Lord, we're not there yet. Peanut butter and jelly. It'll be on peanut butter and jelly for 5 days. And everybody declines. And then they're like, what about $5,000 for 4 days? And everybody says no on that except for Bunky. But he accepts it in the most, like, Bunky thought of 1,000 different scenarios of what could have happened as he was accepting this offer. He's like, oh, if I don't take it and someone does take it, then I'm going to feel like an idiot because I'm going to be eating peanut butter and jelly and I'm not going to have any money. So I should take the money. But if I take the money, then they're going to look at me like but like I'm an asshole and they're gonna kick me out and I'm gonna go next. Or wait a second, they won't know that I have the money, so then I can just take it and no one would know about it. But what if they did find out about it? Because then that's gonna come back on me. He sat in there for like 10 minutes. If I'm Julie, I'm like, yeah, no, what are we doing?
This is taking too long. Get out.
He takes the 5,000. Will declines all offers. Monica declines all offers. Nicole declines all offers. Hardy takes the 7,500 offer, but it's all down to the peanut butter. Whoever has the lowest number on their peanut butter jar, which is Bunky with the 1, he gets 5 G's. So they inform everybody that the bribe had been taken and they would be on peanut butter and jelly for 4 days. Hardy's like, 4 days? They didn't even take the highest offer. Oh, whoever did this is an asshole because now I don't get my protein. How could you do this to us? How could you take the money? How selfish are you to take the money and let other people be on peanut butter? And I'm like, Hardy, I don't know if you forgot what happened like 35 seconds ago, but you were just in the DR accepting money. You just didn't get it, and I think now you're pissed off that you didn't get it. And then we get this whole back and forth. Nicole is on fire. Like steam is coming off Nicole. He's like, this is just bullshit. It's bullshit, and I'm done with it. And Bunky's like, crap, I probably have to say something. And Hardy's like, you know what? I'm just gonna say this right now. I tried to take the 7,500. Yeah, I tried to take the top offer, and some stupid person took the low offer, but they got that. I just want to let you guys know, yeah, I took it, but I'm not the reason this is happening. And I'm mad, and that person should be evicted. And they're like, Hardy, what? Do you hear yourself? And then Bunky's like, well, this is going to end terribly if I don't say something. So he's like, I did it. I'm dumb. I didn't even get the whole offer. I got $5,000. If you want to evict me, evict me. If you want to nominate me, whatever. I'm not going to live with this guilt of having to walk around here knowing I have money. And they're like, yeah, we know it's you, Bunky. Thanks for coming out and telling us. Now, Hardy, you son of a bitch. How dare you turn this on Bunky? Thoughts on Bunky, who has 5 G's in his pocket? They're like, okay, at least you're honest with this, Bunky. Hardy's like freaking out about it and then is honest about it. But they're like, yeah, fuck you, Hardy, you hypocrite. Thoughts on that? Tequila, let's have you go first.
If I was in that position, that it would have been really hard to keep it contained, saying, you know, I didn't do it, and then realizing everybody's pissed that somebody got it. So, I mean, I don't know if I would have came out right and said it, but since Hardy did, and then he's criticizing people for it, you know, again, it's that whole he did it, she did it, but I really did it at the same time, but yet I'm going to still yell at you for it. Doesn't make it any better. And I felt so bad for Bunky again because he's like, again, so distraught and like waterfalls coming out of his eyes. And then he's like, I don't know if I could do this for 4 days. And, you know, when he confesses, everybody's like, yeah, you're a horrible actor, you know. And then it was really cool to see like Nicole's kind of nice side when she said, yeah, I'm glad, you know, I'm not as mad that, you know, Bunky told us, because if you know, wouldn't have told us for 4 days, and I would have been even more mad. But I thought that whole scenario was kind of funny, but yeah, it was like taken out of proportion too. Like everything else is in the house.
Jada?
How is Hardy?
Is that your question? How is Hardy?
I just don't understand. Like, you know, at first we were like, oh, wow, what a meathead. And then we were kind of like, oh, Hardy's actually kind of smart. So, but now I'm going back to Hardy, what a meathead. Because this guy is going to just go out and be like, well, I took this offer, but not the offer you're stuck with. So obviously I'm better than everybody here. And this asshole who only took $5,000 is a dumbass, and you should all hate him. Like, what the F? Oh my goodness. And the Monkey coming out and claiming it, I think, was probably the better move because, I don't know. I mean, like you said, Nicole would have been more pissed had they waited till the end of the 4 days to find out who it was. So maybe it makes him a target, but obviously we can see that they are definitely more pissed at Hardy than him. So, I mean, yeah. And I would have been the same as Bunky, too, in that diary room, just sitting there, like, thinking through every possible scenario. Like, but if I don't take it and somebody else takes it, that's how I make all my decisions. So, I gotta stick by Bunky with this one.
Okay, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing does what it's supposed to. It's designed to test everyone in the house's character and how they would react to a situation like that. And through the whole time, you see Bunky, you see him agonizing over every single decision he's making, whether it's to accept an offer or to tell people he accepted the offer. And I think it shows a testament to his character in the way that, yeah, he did take it, but it's because he thought everybody else would take it. And he was a bigger man and admitted it and felt horrible about it. And I think that's what the show wants you to see in certain people. And it just so happened it was Bunky. And it also showed us the other side of Hardy, where, yeah, he is there to win money. And him saying he's not there to win anything for anybody else is a blatant lie. I mean, he's there to win everything for him. That's why he's there. And he's just chasing his tail the entire time, trying to seem like he is the nice Hardy, but he's not.
All right, so then we go to the head of household competition, which is, so they're asking questions about that correlate to states about other house guests. These states will have these little like bendable poles sticking up from them, and they have to drive their little race car over it and shout out the state that they're driving over. Will immediately cannot drive these things worth of shit. He's just crashing them into poles, and Nicole, and the wall, and other cars, but he's having a blast. He is just screaming, yelling, like this is the epitome of fun for Will right now. Hardy is like an expert at driving these little cars. He's very maneuverable, very fast, very good at getting where he needs to go. Like early on, I think he dominates like with 4 or 5 points. Very, very fast. But my point, Jada, that you made me think of, if Monica and Bunky, especially Monica, like Monica's losing by a lot right now. If she wants Bunky to win HOH, but doesn't want Hardy to go on to the next round, shouldn't she just drive her car into Hardy's car a lot? Because then he can't get to where he needs to go. Bunky and Will. And then Bunky and Will would be in that final part. And Will can't drive that car worth of shit. He wrecks it all the time.
Right.
So Bunky would have the better chance. If Bunky gets HOH, they can take out Hardy.
Yeah,
that'd be the way to go, right?
Right, absolutely. That's like foolproof, which nothing really is in the Big Brother household, but that is like a really good plan. Unfortunately, it's a plan that we thought of 20 years too late.
Yeah, Hardy would get pissed and be like, hey, how dare you? We play these race car games with integrity. And if you don't, I'm not even here to win this HOH. I want to win this HOH and give it to Krista. Because she can do great things with this HOH. Oh, wait a second. All right. Well, I'll take it for myself then. So, obviously, like, Will gets 2 points, but like, 1 point is because he landed on Hardy's car. Like, Hardy was about to go over it, and Will's car, like it was on a ramp. It, like, careened down onto Hardy's car and then, like, went over the flag. So he got those 2 little points. Bunky comes out, like, strong out of nowhere. He's just like, yep, not losing this fucking thing. I'm done. I'm tired of Hardy and his abs and his voice and he's just like running, getting everywhere. Bunky and Hardy advance to the next round. Monica does not get a single point in this HOH. So they have this little thing to practice going around obstacles, and Bunky is just frustrated because he cannot get the car to do what he wants it to do, and meanwhile Hardy's just doing the things that he wants to do with the car. And if you got to think for Bunky, this is absolutely frustrating because your life, in your mind, your life in this game depends on this HOH and depends on your ability to drive a remote control car. But your whole life, you've never had to have the skill of driving a remote control car. So, as Chris and Jada, people who have played in challenges, when you go to play these challenges, even if they're small and menial, do you sometimes go like, I should be good at this? And then like, I'm not. Chris, go.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I tend to pride myself on the somewhat of athleticism I slightly possess. So I feel like I should be good at certain things. And when I'm not, it does freak me out.
Jada?
Absolutely, I agree with Chris, except mine is not athletic. I remember specifically there was a challenge in the first one that I'm pretty sure I lost a spelling competition, and I was like so mad at myself because I am so good at spelling, damn it.
Do you know who won the spelling competition?
Was it like Cole or Davey?
It was Davey. Davey won.
Oh my god, are you
like,
kidding me?
That just like I lost and Davey won? Like, doesn't that just like
It irks you. It
so
irks
mad. So mad. So
Tequila.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Finish.
No, good. That's all. So yeah.
So yeah, Tequila. You don't have that part of it to draw upon, but in life in general, is there some things you're like I should be good at this, and you're not, and it's like the most frustrating thing in the world? Have you had that experience? Do you relate to Bunky in this aspect, or do you not?
I don't know, like when it comes to like jobs and stuff, like the things that I can and can't do, like I can multitask really well, but like say I'm put on the spot for something, or like when I was in school I was put on the spot, then I don't really choke. It's just I don't do my best because I'm thinking everybody's watching me, or like I'm like double thinking everything, so then it just throws my whole game off. So yeah, I mean I can relate with them, and yeah, that part, but yeah.
It's like when your typing teacher walked up behind you when you're in typing class, and all of a sudden you don't know what a home row is, and you're trying to type your name, but you're spelling banana.
Yep.
Oh, okay, Jada, I gotta ask this. Did this happen to you? Because that was very quick.
Like, okay, not that specific with like my name is banana, but
Your name is banana.
but like in life and like at my job, like my boss will like come up behind me when I'm like helping somebody, or like my typing teacher would come up behind me when I was typing, and all of a sudden it's like my hands are like shaking and I'm like stuttering, and I'm like, yes, how can I, the elevators are straight, thanks.
Although, if you want to see great television, watch Jada, which I have the footage of. Watch Jada playing the water balloon toss comps. It breaks immediately when it touches her skin. I don't think Jada made it past the first throw either season.
You know, my hands are actually made of tiny little thorns.
Like she would go to catch it and it just explodes out of nowhere.
Yeah, she has the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man hands where it's just like 1,000 needles. The balloon had no chance.
I know. I think Sierra was your partner in season 1. Who is your balloon toss partner in 2?
I think, I don't know. I want to say it was Emma, but I just don't remember for sure.
Emma didn't play season 2.
Oh, well, maybe I just talked to her when I got out then.
It's a good thing we didn't have a memory competition of the game either. Like, it'd have been like, Jada, in this round of this game, who did you play with? She's like, Emma. Like, Jada, I'm the host. I'm asking you the question.
It'd be like at the Big Brother house. Like, who did you play with? Julie?
I'm pretty sure I targeted Julie that way.
If we would have had a like, do you know the players? I would have totally lost because I had no idea who was there. Like I'm
Yeah.
the youngest and I know nothing about most of you.
Oh man, was CJ at the second one?
No, CJ was at the first one.
Wrong season altogether.
I'm picturing the wrong thing. Oh man.
You're stuck in season 1.
Yeah, she played with Chicken George that week. That's what it was.
Goodness gracious. You asshole.
Chris, did you go back and watch season 1 of Big Brother?
Yeah, I watched a decent amount.
I was like, I heard you mention Chicken George, and I was like, Chris, did you go back?
Yeah, you guys got me hooked on Big Brother. You done goofed.
You done
Dude,
goofed.
Season 1's kind of hard to get through.
Oh yeah.
Although I'm friends with Chicken George on Facebook, and I'm friends with Eddie McGee on Facebook. Eddie's awesome. I like his shit. But he's also an actor, so it's like I'm double networking there.
Yeah, now we just gotta get Kevin Smith on Nerd Culture.
Right. Let's see here. Okay, so basically, Bunky's afraid of Hardy. Hardy's afraid of Bunky. But the question is raised on this episode, and I'll ask you guys: is Bunky the biggest threat? Yes or no? Chris, go.
I honestly think Bunky might be. I mean, over the season, his body has changed. He's become more in shape and more muscular. He's become more like aggressive, and he stands up for himself. And everybody loves Bunky. I mean, if you take Bunky to the final 2, who wouldn't vote for Bunky? I mean, he's nice, and I think people see that, and they think it's a threat in this game, which honestly it is.
Okay, and Jada?
Yeah, Chris brought up something I wasn't thinking about, which is Bunky is really nice. You know, everybody likes him, and that is a threat, which I wasn't thinking about. And also, Chris, you've been paying a lot of attention to Bunky's body?
Maybe a little more than I care to admit.
But absolutely, his gameplay has only grown as the game has passed, you know. So he's only been progressing. He's only been on the up. And so if you're paying attention to that and you can see that, then yeah, he's definitely a big threat.
And Tequila?
Yeah, I agree with the both of them. My main thing with Bunky is he's never been on the block. So coming from that standpoint, of course he's a threat because he's still in the game doing what he always has been doing with like not causing a lot of drama and stuff, and he's still in the game. Like that's a strong player right there, even though there's a lot of stuff happening and they could get a person that's not really trying out. He still hasn't been out yet, and he hasn't won any HOHs, so that's a definitely like that's a red flag that you need to get that person out because they could go to the top.
Okay, so then we get America's Choice, and it says, who do you want to receive a letter from home? And Nicole's like, please, God, let it be me. Please, God, let it be me. And it's Bunky. Again, another win for Bunky. And he's like, I don't really know if I want this. This is a lot of emotional strain to put on me right now. And we get to meet Greg. We see Greg. We've been speculating what Greg looked like, what he sounded like. We met Greg. Bunky gets the letter, and I think really he needed that. He needed that little comfort of like, because you know when you haven't seen your significant other or talked to them in months, and you're used to talking to them every day, there's probably like a small doubt in your mind of like, are they still there when I get back? Like, is anything different? So just that reassurance of like, I'm still here when you come home. I love you. Please, you know, I'm so proud of you for what you've done so far in the game, and like I cannot wait to see you when it's all over. That is, you're able to be like, oh shoot, I don't have to worry about that, and then push back forward into the game with a new life, which is what Nicole wanted to get, but she did not get. And she's crying and like, we just got married and I skipped out on our honeymoon and it's his birthday this week. And I'm like, damn girl, why the fuck did you do that?
Yeah.
Like, if you just got married, go do that. Why'd you come on this show with these strangers? Like, it doesn't really make any sense. So yeah, that was a fun little thing to watch Nicole be upset for the 450th time this season. But they get to send messages, which, you know, will be on their TVs for them, basically saying, like, you know, I miss you, I love you, blah, blah, blah. Will tried to send a message to Shannon, but he just kept starting over. And I don't think he ever actually said anything.
Hey, Shannon, I just wanted to say that, you know, oh, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Shannon, so, you know, just give you like an update. Shannon, I really wanted you to understand that.
But he's getting frustrated. He's like, hey baby, I just got starting over. Yeah, hot. Hey, Shannon. I'm like, dude. Like, you were making out with her when she had a boyfriend in the house, and now you can't even talk to a camera that would be correlating to her? What? It's fun to watch Will flustered, though.
Yeah, that's true.
And Nicole's like, at the house meeting, they're like, all right, everything good? Nicole's like, I have something I'd like to say. Will, I'm so tired of you driving that goddamn car into me. Like, everywhere Nicole goes, Will's like driving the car into her. to the point where Big Brother's like, yeah, you cannot touch the car anymore, Will. And he's like, what? I just like, nope, you cannot touch car anymore. And also during the comp, you can't talk either. Will's like a kid. He's like, dang it. Oh, man. And then Hardy's like, what did Hardy say at this house meeting? He was talking shit about
the PB. He was talking about the PB&J, and he would be really upset and mad if he had to do it again.
And probably something about how he's playing so Krista can win.
Yeah. Yeah, he said that too. He reiterated that. But no, his words were, if I have to do this again, I'm going to make whoever does this to me's life a living hell.
Yeah.
And Monica's like, are you threatening me right now? Are you really going to throw up a threat to me right now, Hardy? And he's like, I didn't really threaten you. And Nicole's like, that kind of sounds like a threat. And he's like, well, I'm not threatening you. I'm just saying it's a promise. I will make your life a living hell.
Monica's like, it's a promise.
Monica's like, oh, yeah, Hardy? I don't know if you forgot, but it's on. How about that, Hardy? Just when you thought it was quiet in here, it's on again. It's double on. What now? And Will's still like, what the hell does that mean? So they play out the final not the final HOH, but the HOH down to Hardy and Bunky by 20 seconds in a wheel. Hardy's car almost flips into the little pool, but doesn't. And because of this, he wins HOH. He's safe. And for the third time this season, he's in power. Unprecedented. They've played, what is it? Like 7 HOHs, maybe?
It's like, well,
and Hardy.
Once he won that first one, he has been like HOH every other round, it seems like.
Yeah. Every time Hardy has been eligible to win HOH, he's been HOH. So, you know, we'll see who he nominates. We'll do 2 things before we go. We'll go Chris, Jada, then Tequila. Who do you think Hardy's going to nominate? Chris, go.
I mean, if Hardy was smart, he would obviously nominate Will. And, I mean, He really should. From day one, Will has said, "Do not trust me." He's like, "I'm gonna lie, steal, and cheat, and everything I can to win this game." And he's a part of Chilltown. What did Hardy say at the beginning of the show? His only mission is to get the members of Chilltown out of this game. And yet, every time Will seems to be up on the block, he doesn't seem to leave. And Hardy just needs to get rid of him because if he doesn't, I mean, Will's gonna just spank Hardy's ass.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like Jada's favorite porno right there. But anyways,
that might be Nicole's favorite porno.
but yeah, I mean, he should probably put up Will and either Bunky or Monica.
All right, and Jada?
Well, you know, like Chris said, the whole he's after Chilltown thing, I think if he didn't put up Will, it would be against his integrity or whatever. And then probably Bunky, since Bunky came out and said that he's the one who took $5,000 for 4 days of PB&J. And he's mad that he accepted the lowball offer. So
I think that's what he was most mad about. He was like,
"You did the $5,000 one, and you could have got $7,500. Are you kidding me?" Yeah, so probably Bunky and Will.
Right, and
yeah, Will and Bunky for sure.
Okay, and final question. It's the question we ask at the end of every single one of these things. Best game, worst game. And we're going to go Tequila, Jada, then Chris. We snaked it. Tequila, go.
Put on the spot here. I really think Bunky right now is playing like a really good game. Wouldn't say the best game, but really good game. So I guess that'd be the top. Worst game. I guess Hardy, because he's just Hardy, and that's all he's gonna be. So that's my worst game is Hardy.
Jada?
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Tequila on this one. I think Bunky's probably playing the best game. Other than the peanut butter and jelly sandwich thing, I mean, even with that, he came through and was honest, and so I think that helped his game. And then, again, Hardy for worst game, because like Tequila said, he's just being Hardy.
And I'm going to switch it up here. And for the best game right now, for me, is Monica. Monica has suddenly decided, for whatever reason in her unright mind at this state in the house, that she's going to try and play the game that Will plays and just make everybody mad at her. And if everybody's mad at you, you're not going to win the game. So why not keep that person in the game? And I mean, I don't know if this is what she's trying to do, but it seems like it could be. And if it's intentional, it's one of the better strategies I've seen in Big Brother 2, probably at all. And for worst game, I'm going to say Hardy. I mean, he's chasing his tail. He's making everybody not trust him anymore. And he's winning HOHs, which makes him a threat.
All right, so then for mine, I'll go against the grain a tad. For worst player, I'm gonna have to say I'm gonna go with everybody on the worst player. It's kind of obvious. Hardy's pretty bad, and it's only because of the hypocrisy thing. If he could have just played this thing villainous, I'd probably be saying he's toward the top tier. Because he does win comps like no other.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But you know, at some point, it's not going to matter. Best game. While I agree, Bunky is like most improved, I don't think he's playing the best game because he's still in a very eminent position of danger. Will hasn't done much, but he's pretty solid. I'm going to say Nicole. Because Nicole comes off of her HOH after it's on, and she's probably the only person who already said, I'm not putting her up. No matter what happens, I'm not putting Nicole up. She's good. If that happens, she's got a guaranteed spot in the final 4. And she can play HOH next week. Hardy can't.
Mm.
That's pretty big. So while I think Dr. Will's got the best strategy, Nicole's got the best sitting option. Because if she can just win one HOH down the stretch, she's going to be in that final 2 chair. Does she have an argument to win the game? That could be an argument in of itself. But getting there in of itself, you're going to win money if you're in the chair. You're going to get either 50,000 or you're going to get 500,000. But either way, you didn't get evicted. And that's, the name of the game in a sense. All right, so that is, our show for today. Next time, Saturday, we'll be doing our Survivor Borneo snake draft. So Friday, I'll be posting the Survivor profiles. Jada, Chris, and Kristen you'll make your 1 through 16 list, trying to get who you want. Who do you think's gonna win Survivor Borneo? Tequila, since you're gonna get the leftovers, you're gonna get the non-desirables. Doesn't mean you're gonna get the worst picks. They may leave you the best picks. It would be ironic if they left you the final 4.
Yeah.
Also, I forgot to mention this. With Krista's eviction, Team Jada officially dead.
Oh, yeah. Darn.
Team Chris or Team Chilltown still riding on Will. Team Kristen still got Bunky and Hardy, and one of her people is HOH. And then Team Tequila, Nicole and Monica looking pretty good as well this week. So we got 2 teams of 2, 1 of 1, and Jada, you're the first team in the first draft of fall. How's that feel?
Well, I didn't choose them because I already knew it was going to happen, so it's fine, I guess.
All right, so that's our show today. Thank you guys for tuning in. See you next time.